God's child and NC. Thought I'd bring you along for just a minute and show you what I've been working on, why I haven't been doing an awful lot of videos. Been working around the house, keeping things together out here, but I think it's back time to make a few more. Tell you about a few of the projects I'm thinking of doing. The next project I want to work on. The next project is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take an old hickory butcher knife and cut the blade down, because that's about an 8-inch blade. I'm going to cut it down so it's closer to the old buck style knife. Get a good square back to it, good carbon, heavy duty carbon steel blade. But I'll bring you along for that. Plus I'm going to work on making an 8x8 canvas tarp out of canvas drop cloth that you can get fairly cheap at Lowe's. Also going to work on making tarp tent, and it's an old style tent. It's an open face tent, but I just thought I'd see if I could take it and cut it down to single person size. Anyway, that's all from me for right now. Hey guys, God's Child and NC here. Just continuing on with doing the different projects. I'm out here in my work area. Let me show you one of the projects I was working on this fall, or this winter. I was making a stove out of an ammo can. You see, I got the door done and fire grill on it. And I made the grill to go in it. Drilled the holes for the legs. I've got the nuts braced on inside. On the top is a Chef Boyardee can that I cut out, and I'm using that for the beginning section of the chimney. Probably going to use it for the rest of the sections of chimney also. And where I'm at with that is under here, because I'm going to cut out the burner. I'm going to put a burner inside of it, and I got to cut it out and bend it up and put it all together. I just haven't got around to doing it. Alright, let's get on to the knife. I'll show you what I'm doing with that and show you how I'm doing it. Okay guys, what we've got here is I've got the old hickory knife, if you remember. Got the old hickory. It's a 8-inch butcher knife. Excuse me, 7-inch butcher knife. But anyways, it's an old hickory made by Ontario Knife Company, made in the US. It's a full tang. It's got the wooden handles on it, and 7-inch standard butcher style blade. And what you see here is my template. After much deliberation, that's what I came up with. That's what the blade profile is going to look like. You're actually looking at it upside down, with, of course, this being the top edge of the blade. As you can see here, I put a wedge in here. There's a little bit of a step right here, but that wedge holds the knife real sturdy in the vise. And of course, I've just got a couple of clamps here and here holding it to the table. Bear with me for a minute. I'm going to switch this over just to its tripod. We'll get you in shot. And do a little bit of work. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use a Dremel tool. Going to use a Dremel tool with an extension on it. My Dremel's hanging up over here. Let's bring you up a little bit. My Dremel's hanging right there, and that way it just gives me a little more freedom of movement. I'm just going to follow the template with a cut-off blade, or not a blade, but a cut-off wheel, and we'll do a little bit of work and get back to you. Alright folks, what you're seeing here is same thing I showed you before, but I just wanted to point out I've got some tape holding the pattern in place, and I'm just going to do a little bit. I'll let you watch a little bit as I'm doing it. I'm obviously going to take my time. I'm going to try and hold the cutting wheel as square as I can to the blade. Of course, I'm going to do this edge first, and then hopefully when I get to this back edge, what I'll probably do is hold it at an angle so there's less material for me to work that I gotta put an edge on. I'm going to do it a little bit at a time, very slow, and that's just because I don't want to heat it up with the cutting disc to ruin the temper on the blade. And for safety, I'm wearing a full face shield and hearing protection. Alright, like I say, I'll just do a little bit at a time. We'll bring you back in a bit when I get some stuff done. Hey folks, it's been a few minutes. I've done a little bit of cutting on it. It's slow going. You know, I've probably been working, I don't know, good 5 minutes or so. Let me see if I can pull you in and get you a better view of what I'm doing down there. Alright, camera's not quite wanting to agree with me, so I'll just move it this way. Alright, you can probably see there what a bit of this I'm doing. Kind of got it, looks a little bit tore up, but as you can see, I got cut here, and I've been cutting on it here. Like I said, it's been a few minutes, and this is some tough steel. No wonder it holds a good edge. I'll do some more and get back to you. Hey guys, welcome back. Just showing you what I got done here. I've got, I don't know how well you can see that. Got that whole top edge cut. Got that whole top edge cut. And it's looking a little rough, but when everything's said and done, I'll finish it up and smooth it. I'll cut that edge now, and always, if you don't know, always know your tools or what's best. You've always been doing it one way. Don't be afraid to try different ways. I turned down the speed on my Dremel tool, and the cutoff wheels that I've got are actually cutting a whole lot better, being a bit slower. But anyways, just wanted to throw that out at you guys. Thought you might like to see a little bit of it getting done. There you go, guys and girls. Not quite done, but it's your first shot of what it's gonna look like. Bring it in a little closer. All right, just keep working back and forth just like you saw me doing, and basically just keep working it till you get through it. Doing it slow so you don't kill the temper. Alright, here it is, guys. First look at the new blade on it. I'm really liking the way it came out. It looks pretty decent. Obviously I'm going to have to work that edge. And one of the things, if you're thinking of doing this, also here I'm gonna do some sanding on that. If you leave these pins in that come on the old hickory, be careful. Be careful with sanding over them, because they're only cutlery rivets, or yeah, cutlery rivets, and they're very thin on the tops. They're very thin. So just be careful sanding over top of them. If you want to sand the thickness down, take your scales off and repin them. Also, if you're planning on doing this and you don't have a skinner, you can take this piece that's left over from the blade, and you see how I got that piece sticking out, that long tail on it. You could take that, put a handle on this tang, take a block of wood, go with a thickness about here of putting a groove in it, and basically beat a handle onto that, and you'd have a nice little finger sticker, or finger skinner I should say. Give you enough room there. Hold on to it here and just put your finger on it. Zip, zip, zip. Nice little skinner. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some edge work. I don't know how well that's going to come out, but if you look at that edge where I just cut it off, you'll see it's pretty thick. Try and cut down on some of the glare, but you'll notice it's fairly thick all the way up to here. I'm going to have to trim that whole edge to work it down. I'm going to do some with the Dremel. I'm going to do most of it with the Dremel. Bear with me for a minute while I set things back on the tripod. Just hang in there with me for a bit as I do a little bit of work. I'll show you what I'm doing with it, and then I'm going to finish it up with a hone, or stones I should say. I'm going to adjust the vise a bit. One nice thing about not having it permanently mounted to the table is I can adjust it the way I want it. And right now, I want the edge of the blade sticking off the side of the bench. Alright guys, and gals, that's why you wear full eye protection, and I've got hearing protection on too, but that's why you wear full protection. Here's my face shield, because that little grinder wheel just broke and dinged off the face shield as I was doing it. Alright, anyways, I'm going to do a little more work. I'll bring you back in a bit. I might even change vices. Hey folks, wanted to show you something else that I just tried. I've never done this before, but I put the Dremel in the vise. Now I'm going to just hold the knife and move the knife on it. Well, that was easy doing this edge. I'm doing better doing it this way, so I'm going to try to use the back side of it. That works out a whole lot better. I can visualize it better and hold it. So that way I can actually see the edge as I'm sharpening it or getting it set in place, and it's all on the same angle. Alright, basically, that takes care of that edge, but I'm going to see about maybe cleaning up that back edge. I just have some water in that. Nothing but water. Keep the blade cool so I don't kill the temper. Alright, I'm not sure how square this back edge is, so I'm going to try and see if I can't square it up a bit. Oh, now that was nice. That worked. Alright folks, I'm pretty well done using the power tools. I think it came out pretty decent. I like it. Give me a second, let me mess with the camera here for a second. Just so I can see what it is I'm showing you. Alright, there's the original edge, and it comes up to here. There's my transition. You can see I got a little bit in here, but I can clean that up with the stone. Basically the same thing on the other side. I've got it about in the center. It's not quite perfect, but you know what? Darn if it ain't close enough for me. And I squared off the back edge right here. But I'm going to finish her up and make a sheath for it. I'll be good. I'm back. Watch in and show you the finish of it. Iron is completely done. Next project is going to be making another sheath for it. The sheath I'm going to make out of an old pair of boots that I had. Bought them at Walmart, cheap pair of boots, the pair of pull-on leather boots. Anyway, wore the soles out of them. Can't replace the soles, so I'm going to use the uppers for sheath for this. Sanded it down, put some linseed oil on it. As you can see, it looks just fantastic. Love the way the linseed oil darkened the handle, and it's just absolutely beautiful. But anyways, until next time, God bless. Spend some time in the woods.